and the fact that he was going to be incarcerated. So I guess in his mind, during his psyche at that point in time, I would rather just take everybody out. That way I don't have to live with the fact that they are still living for what I have done. So I really think that's pretty much where his mindset was. And again, that's why I'm doing this content about you know, husbands that are, in marriages where they are miserable. And again, it goes both ways because I'm sure women, you have a lot of married women out there who are also miserable within their own marriages, really don't want to be there and just hanging in there for the sake of their kids and their children. But meanwhile, they're just they're miserable. And I've seen this happen so many times, again, because people rather stay in denial than to be in reality. I never forget, my mother works at this hotel, and it's a very upscale um motel for tourists who come in the Savannah, Georgia area. And my mom says she gets a lot of these customers that are lawyers, doctors, upper class men and women. And she never forget, there was one particular guest, you can tell the guy, who probably was an attorney or maybe a physician or something. And he had his wife with him, and the wife also had their newborn baby. The baby, the baby probably could have been maybe 2 or 3 months old. And you can just tell, just the vibe, that he did not want them there. He was just pretty stiff to her. He wouldn't hold the door open for her. Um, he wouldn't, when he was getting out the car and unloading things out the car, he wouldn't help her with the stroller. He wouldn't help her with the bags. He was just being really, really cold and harsh to her. And it appeared to me as if she knew this man did not want her there. But you could tell she was one of those aggressive type of wives that, I don't care how miserable you are, you know, I'm going to be right here. I'm not, I'm coming with you. You can just tell, and she tried to play it off in front of the housekeepers that was there. Honey, did you get your briefcase? Did you get the baby bag? You can tell she was trying so hard to make him this family man, and she was trying to basically, like, kiss his behind and trying to, like, not make him mad. You can tell she was like walking on eggshells and trying to play it off, but it was so evident, and you can just tell this man was miserable. Like, why the hell are you following me? Why did you come, and why did you bring that child? I don't want either of y'all here. You could tell that man was so mean to her. And I know a lot of women that are in marriages where their husbands treat them so cold. Okay, the man don't want to take you nowhere. You always going out by yourself. He never want to go with you. It's always just you and the kids while he sits to the house. Your husband is antisocial. He's not into really doing, family things. I mean, the signs are there. But if you're one of those women, you're going to be ride or die no matter how miserable he is. You're going to try to keep your family together. Then it can get to the point to where I know if I try to get rid of this, if I try to get rid of this wench, she's not going to let me get rid of her, so I'm gonna have to take out. I'm not saying that's what this guy did in this situation, but I'm saying that's how some men feel. Like, I can't get rid of this woman, and then the thing about it is these men don't take the proper precautions. I mean, your wife keeps getting pregnant and you don't want any children, but then again, even as a man, if you express to your wife you don't want children, you can't, like, make her. That got to be something she has to be willing to do. So sometimes when a man feels trapped, he's gonna find a way out, even if it means resorting to this extent. And I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying it's correct. And you have some women in some situations too, to where they feel trapped, especially with abusive husbands. They know if they were to leave or walk away, that man is going to try to make their lives miserable, going to try to hurt them or hurt their children. Like, nah, I got to take him out, because if I try to leave, he's going to take me out anyway. So it's just so many dynamics of this type of situation. That's why I stated you have to pay attention to your mate Watch the signs of they're being distant, they're acting aggravated, they're getting attitudes for no reason, they're being antisocial. Be careful trying to force somebody to be in a situation that they really don't want to be in. And and you may feel like you're not forcing them because you're not telling them, well, I want you to stay, I don't want you to leave. But you could be forcing them just by overlooking the signs that they're showing you that they really don't want to be with you. And I know it's a very painful reality, especially for women. We don't want to give up our husbands. We don't want to, especially if he has a good job, making good income, he husband material. And I'm sure that was the woman's, I'm sure Shannon in this case figured she had a really good marriage. I mean, her husband had a good job, they had a nice home, they're not really hurting. I'm sure they had the ups and downs and the arguments like everyone else, but for the most part, she thought they were doing pretty well. She thought they were on good standards. I mean, you could tell she sincerely loved her husband, and maybe he really did love her, but at that point in time, he lost it. He just couldn't handle the pressure. He couldn't fake it anymore. He couldn't pretend anymore like he could withstand the marriage. So he just snapped. And instead of him voicing that years ago, before it got to this point to where she had child number three, he should have voiced that long time ago. Versus allowing it to get to this point to where he had to kill, where he felt the need to kill her and his two children on top of the child that was going to be coming into this world. But it's an unfortunate situation.